I want to take you back to December 1988 when I was asked what I wanted for Christmas, and the first thing that I wrote on my list was these guys, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This cartoon series for these figures had come out a year before, and this was fast becoming one of the most popular toys for that Christmas, and there was nothing I wanted more, and I got them. And it was great. I got these figures, I got Shredder, April, a foot soldier, and I created so many memories with these figures alone. They created so many fun memories for me. And believe me when I say I had so much fun with these action figures, but little did I know that the fun had just begun. And it was all because of this, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Party Wagon. When I think back to my childhood and I think of a few of the toy lines that I played with back then, there are a few that really hold some very special fond memories in my mind. Ghostbusters, Batman, and the Ninja Turtles, and I think this has got to be my favourite out of the two. Even though I love Batman and I love Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles for me was the franchise that really just moulded my childhood. It really did. And believe me when I say this Turtle Wagon, this Party Wagon, really did add so much play value to these figures. It really did. And I truly believe that if this thing was just a box with wheels, what had Ninja Turtles on it and resembled the Party Wagon to some degree, it would have still been great. But they stuffed so many features into this vehicle that it just made it an absolute pleasure to play with. And this is something I truly feel is lacking from today's toys. I truly believe that there is not a lot of imagination goes into producing toys these days. Every now and again you might get one where they have put a lot of thought into it, but I feel that back in my day, in the 80s, the 90s, I really do feel that toys held a lot more imagination. Wow, this was just packed with so many features, it just kept me entertained for so long. And just like the Ecto 1 had a place for every single Ghostbusters, the Party Wagon has a place for every single Ninja Turtle. And I'm going to show you that right now. And here it is, and the first thing I've got to say about this is it's just beautiful to look at, isn't it? The colours are all bright and cheerful, and it's just got so much packed into it. I will say that this is not an exact replica to the one we got in the cartoon, but it is really, really close. They've got all the design details here correct, but when it gets to the details on the top here, on the guns and on the side, and I believe there were two cannons on the top of the original Turtle Wagon as well, it's missing a few details that don't line up to the cartoon, but that didn't matter. It didn't matter at all, because as far as we were concerned, this was pulled directly out of that cartoon show. And it just came with so much stuff. The first thing you'll notice is these stickers that you get included with this, which were in the cartoon. These are quite accurate to the show, but then you get onto the side of the vehicle and you have these sayings here, the foot stinks and boot the foot, which weren't on the animated TV show version of this, but it's a great addition for this toy. As we turn it around here, you see you've got some stickers for the windows. It always confused me why we didn't get some stickers for the lights, but it's just the way it is. As we turn it all the way around, we seem to have some kind of engine at the back as well. And then on this side we have "It's party time, slam, bam, pow, conk." Yeah, this was really a very cool vehicle. And then at the back we have this sticker which says the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, not Ninja. And at the front here we also have Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, not Ninja, because as you're aware, in the UK there was some kind of silly censorship over the word Ninja, and over here it was called the Hero Turtles. It was only later on in life that I found out that it was actually called the Ninja Turtles. When I watched the episode for the very first time with Ninja in the song, it kind of took me by surprise. It's very silly in the 80s, the censorship things. Not having Michelangelo to have his nunchucks just seems very daft. But that's the way it was, and you know, that's the way we had it for so long. And of course the Ninja Turtle Wagon came with these very cool accessories. We've got the mirrors on the side here, and we've also got the cannon blasters and this kind of satellite dish at the top here as well. But what you can actually do with this is remove it like so. Whoops. And when you lower this shield, it actually becomes like another blaster at the front. This side of the wagon didn't really do anything, but when you turned it this way, this is where all the action was. So yeah, I've just changed position because it was getting quite hard to show you what this baby can do from behind the camera. Now, if you remember the opening intro to the Ninja Turtles, the theme tune, if you remember, there's a certain bit in the cartoon where the roof of the wagon opens up and the Ninja Turtles spring out. This kind of has the same thing going for it, but instead of opening like that, it actually opens like this. And I'm going to hold this shut here for a minute just to show you that the canopy opens up like so. But it also has another cool feature which happens when you open this lid, and obviously you don't hold on to the side here, and this is exactly what happens. So I had to actually go and retrieve these from the floor because they rolled right off the desk. This is the stink bomb and this is the laugh gas. I believe that these are the only two that came with this vehicle. I don't think there was any more, considering that there's only two that fit into this little ramp here that opens up when you take the lid off. And you can actually sit a Ninja Turtle onto this seat here, so he kind of springs out. I believe this was called the tenderizer, and this would spring out and smack a foot soldier and it would tenderize him. And like I said, you could actually sit a Ninja Turtle in here as well. But the Ninja Turtles weren't the most articulated or easy figures to stand or sit, because they would simply just fall over, and this, they would just fall off. So you would need the help of an elastic band, which I believe didn't come with this. You had to go out and find your own elastic band and strap your Ninja Turtle into it. Now, I don't have an elastic band, believe it or not. I couldn't find one elastic band in the whole house. But what I have found is a bobble. And yeah, you're correct, it isn't mine. But it is green, which I thought was very appropriate. Okay, so now, as you can see, we've got Raphael strapped into his chair with his bobble into his foot tenderizer. And I've also put the other Ninja Turtles into the party wagon. We've got Donatello and Leonardo at the front, and we've got Michelangelo just chilling out. Okay, so here's the fun part. If we just put these bombs back in here and close this door and this ramp at the same time, and you see this little latch here on the roof, that just clips in and holds everything into position. And now, as we open it, this foot tenderizer will fling out, and it's meant to hit a foot soldier. Unfortunately, I don't have a Playmates 1988 foot soldier toy in my collection. I need one, I don't have one. What we'll use instead is this NECA Toys foot soldier. We'll have him pointing his gun at the turtle wagon there, and of course the turtles aren't going to stand for that. So we open the roof and the foot tenderizer should do its job. Ooh, there we go, and the stink bombs come out as well. Very cool. And here's some of the other vehicles in the Ninja Turtle range to go alongside the party wagon. I wish I had the turtle blimp. That absolutely dwarfed the party wagon, and I had it as a child. I don't have it anymore. Maybe it's something I need to look out for in the future. Here it is next to the iconic Ecto 1. And here we have it next to the awesome 1989 Toy Biz Batmobile. And of course I had to do this next to the Jada, more screen accurate version of the party wagon. And here we have it next to the 2003 Ninja Turtle line, the Shell Razor, I believe this was called, which is an absolute beast of a vehicle, but in my opinion, it does not stand up to this one. They even included a roof that opened up just like on the first version, but that's pretty much all it did apart from shoot a few missiles here and there. And I think it had a winch at the front as well. It had some cool features to it, but for me, you cannot win against this guy. So there we have it, the 1988 Playmates Party Wagon, which I think is iconic and just a statement of its time. For me, I think this toy packs so much imagination into it, especially compared to toys these days. And something I meant to mention earlier was the actual box artwork that this thing came in. It was a piece of art, it really was. The pictures that were drawn for those boxes, for all the toys for the Ninja Turtles 1987 toy line, the boxes were like a piece of art. They truly were. A lot of the boxes from the 1980s toy range, whether that being He-Man, Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, you always had a really cool piece of art on the front of the box. Now compare that to some of the toys that we get today, and I know I keep saying this, you know, maybe I'm just being biased against the toys that I grew up with, but just to me, this seems so much better back in the day. I don't know, maybe I'm just showing my age now, and maybe I'm just fanboying out on the toys of my youth, but for me, this is a very, very special vehicle, and I'm really glad to still have it in my collection. How about you? What was your favourite vehicle from the 1980s or 90s that you played with growing up? I'd like to hear about it in the comments section. So until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye bye.